It's Monday, and I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and you have found your way to FireYourMDNow.com to talk to me live during today's show. It's 866-582-9933. That's toll free. 866-582-9933. That's 866-582-9933. And check it out 24/7 on the wonderful World Wide Web. What would we do without the Internet? How did we live before the Internet? I do not know. The URL for everything you need to know about medicine, FireYourMDNow.com. That's FireYourMDNow.com. Today, we're starting out the first segment talking about high blood pressure. That's right, high blood pressure. It's a very interesting phenomenon here in the United States. The statistics are interesting. 1/3 of U.S. adults, that's 33%, that's 1 out of 3 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. And high blood pressure, as you may or may not know, is often referred to as the silent killer. Because you can have high blood pressure that is off the charts and you may not know it. It's a similar thing to liver disease, because over 2/3 of your liver can be completely compromised by a pathological disease process, and you would have no earthly idea that anything at all was wrong with your liver. You might feel a little funky, or you might have a twinge here or there, but you'd have no idea that you had full-blown liver disease until you got your blood work checked, and then, holy smokes, your liver enzymes are through the roof. Well, it's the same with high blood pressure. You can be, 2 minutes away from a heart attack and have no earthly idea that anything is wrong at all unless you have your blood pressure checked with one of those cuffs. And the technical term for the blood pressure cuff is a fancy schmancy doctor term. It's called a sphygmomanometer. Say that 10 times fast. It's the cuff they put around your arm and they pump it up. Stick a stethoscope under there and listen to it. Or you can get the new, the new electronic versions, CVS or Walgreens or places like that, where you just stick your arm in the machine, hit the button, and it does it all for you. Now, if you're going to get one of those machines, what I recommend is after you purchase the automatic blood pressure cuff, you take it to your local firehouse. And when the EMTs are not out on call, they're just sitting around playing pinochle or whatever, get them to check your blood pressure with their equipment and then with your equipment, and you compare the results. And that way you'll have an idea whether or not your equipment that you just spent 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks for is accurate. Because when it comes to blood pressure, accuracy is everything. Now, of course, high blood pressure can kill you if it's not attended to. It's also related to coronary heart disease, stroke, and kidney failure. All of these things, of course, from our point of view, are different arms of the same octopus, different arms of the same octopus. What I mean is, it's often not the high blood pressure that causes the heart failure. It's often not the high blood pressure that causes the kidney failure, and it's often not the high blood pressure that causes the stroke. All of these things are happening at the same time in the body because they are all driven by the same engine. And the engine in this metaphor would be chronic, undiagnosed nutrient deficiencies. If you have big-time nutrient deficiencies, your heart's going to be weak. If you have big-time nutrient deficiencies, your kidney's going to be weak. If you have big-time nutrient deficiencies, your free radical, your antioxidant ability of your body is going to be weak. And so free radicals are going to be everywhere, and they're going to be inflaming the arteries, and that's what leads to coronary artery disease. It's not high blood pressure. You see, from the proper perspective, everything makes sense, and I cannot reinforce the notion enough that the perspective that your MD brings to bear on a chronic illness is juvenile, old-fashioned, out-of-date, and laughable. Your MD has no working knowledge, no appreciation, not even any concern for what's causing your problem. Unless it's trauma and, there's a bullet in your arm, we pretty much know what caused the problem. It was lead traveling at, 18,000 feet per second, right? It was the bullet. That's what caused the problem there. There's no worries there. But with chronic disease, they're not concerned with what's causing the high blood pressure. They're not concerned with what's causing the arthritis. They're not concerned with what's causing anything, because their training is simply to medicate the symptoms into submission, because they are of the belief that once you're sick, you're screwed. Your body is completely unable to fix anything, and the only possible solution is to march in with a synthetic pharmaceutical that overpowers the innate workings of the body and takes over control. This is why the MD view of healing is like a communist, and it's true. Communist regimes believe that the population is not smart enough to handle its own affairs, and that the population must be controlled by big daddy government. And the government knows what's best for the people. So the government's going to control every single aspect of society, and they do in a communist dictatorship. It's the communist dictator who calls all the shots. Well, MDs are of the same belief in their understanding of the pathophysiology of the body. Their belief is once you're sick, you're screwed, baby, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. There's no way you're going to come back from that. So your only option is to deliver synthetic pharmaceuticals into the body, the intention of which are to override, overpower, and control the innate workings of the human body. That's what drugs do. They control everything. They manage the disease. MDs do not practice healthcare. They practice disease management. And there's a gigantic difference between the two. Now, the single most common cause of high blood pressure from our point of view is calcium and magnesium and multiple mineral deficiencies. Because there are blood vessels in your body called arteries, and the arteries carry blood away from the heart. And the arteries have muscles inside of them. And it is the muscle's job in the artery to constrict and relax to help your heart pump the blood. That's pretty cool. The muscle in the artery, however, is no different than a muscle in your back or your neck or your arm or your face. And when your body runs out of calcium and magnesium and a handful of other nutrients, mostly calcium and magnesium, it will constrict, but it can't relax. And when your muscles constrict, but they don't relax, you get a spasm or a muscle twitch. You get a cramp. You get, bad menstrual cramps. You get chronic low back pain. You get restless legs at night in bed. You'll get Charlie horses in your calf muscles at night in bed. These are all caused by, in the main, calcium and magnesium deficiencies. Well, when the muscle in your artery constricts but can't relax, your blood pressure spikes. It's the same thing that happens if you're watering your garden with a garden hose and you squeeze the hose just a little bit, the water inside it comes out faster, right? So when the muscle in the artery constricts but doesn't relax, your blood pressure increases. And the only reason your muscle is constricting and not relaxing is that because of a voodoo curse? Well, no. Is that because of a bad gene? Well, no. Your doctor would tell you it's genetic. Is it because you have a hydrochlorothiazide deficiency? No. It's because your body doesn't have enough calcium and magnesium and a handful of other minerals to regulate relaxation of the muscle. It's that simple. So 9 times out of 10, the only thing necessary to bring somebody's blood pressure back into the normal range is nutrient supplementation, in this case calcium and magnesium. But remember, calcium and magnesium are 2 of the 91 essential nutrients that the human body needs. So if you're just going to take calcium and magnesium, you're not going to win. You're not going to get results because you need a number of other nutrients in order to help the calcium and magnesium be metabolized by the human body. It's no different than an automobile. You don't just need gasoline. You need air in the tires, you need transmission fluid, you need power steering fluid, you need coolant, you need all kinds of stuff, right, in order to make the whole thing work. Well, when it comes to the body is a complex system of interrelated parts, and you need to give it everything that it needs, not just calcium and magnesium. So in this case, most of the time, high blood pressure is a simple calcium and magnesium deficiency. And when you take the 91 essential nutrients, one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month will give you all 91 nutrients and the calcium and the magnesium that you need in order to have healthy blood pressure. Imagine that. What a concept. Healthy blood pressure. So if you're suffering with high blood pressure, just get one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month and take that every day as indicated and watch the blood pressure numbers come down. Now, the next most common cause of high blood pressure is something called peripheral arterial disease of the kidneys. That's when the little blood vessels feeding the kidney get clogged up. It's the same process that makes the arteries in your heart clog, the blood vessels in your heart clog, the coronary vessels clog. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that causes glaucoma. Glaucoma is clogged vessels that feed into the little teeny-weeny blood vessels that feed into the eye. Well, one of the causes of the less common causes of high blood pressure is the blood vessels feeding your kidneys get clogged. So if you do the Healthy Start Pack and you still have high blood pressure, then 5 will get you 10 that it's peripheral arterial disease of the kidney that's causing the problem. So to the Healthy Start Pack, you add 2 things. You would add 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month and something called Ultimate Daily, the Ultimate Daily capsules. This program, the addition of the Ultimate Daily capsules and the selenium, goes a long way towards supporting and promoting the health of the blood vessels feeding the kidney so that you can get on the other side of the illness, so that you can support and promote the health of your body to have normal blood pressure, because you can do it. I've seen blood pressure of 30 years duration normalize in 14 days. 14 days. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to your health, what you don't know will heal you or kill you, and that's why I'm here, to bring you up to speed with all the good stuff about medical nutrition. Dave is calling with a question about multiple chemical sensitivity. Dave, you're live with Dr. Glidden. How can I help?
Well, about 5 years ago, I came down with this chemical sensitivity, and I've tried a lot of things, detox and avoiding, pesticides, cleaning solvents, fragrances, but it's still there, and I'm wondering if you have any suggestions.
You bet I do. Thanks for calling. I have a lot of suggestions about this particular illness. Multiple chemical sensitivities, like multiple allergies, like multiple food allergies, from our point of view, all have their roots in a facultative breakdown in the environment of the small intestine, believe it or not. It's the small intestine that's the deal here. The small intestine's job is to absorb nutrients into the bloodstream, which is leads to one of life's greatest little ironies here. When a molecule of food or a handful of food or a glob of food is in your stomach or in your small intestine, it's outside of the body. Stuff doesn't get inside the body until it absorbs through the intestinal tract and gets into the bloodstream, okay? So, now the environment between the inside of the border between the inside of the body and the outside of the body is the small intestine. And when stuff absorbs through the small intestine into the bloodstream, it meets the immune system. And when there's a breakdown in that border, all kinds of stuff leaks through that border into the bloodstream that shouldn't ought to be there, because the intestinal tract is like the fence between two countries, right? And when you're undernutrified and your body is consistently lacking in the nutrients that it needs to maintain healthy tissue, and when you are unwittingly eating all of the wrong foods all of the time, you're harming the intestinal tract and punching holes in that wall all the time. I mean, you eat something that's stir-fried and you punch holes in the wall. You eat something that has wheat, barley, rye, or oats in it. You punch holes in that wall. You eat well-done red meat. You punch holes in that wall. You wash down food with a carbonated beverage like a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi or a ginger ale. You punch holes in that wall. You eat salad dressing. You punch holes in that wall. So most of the foods that we eat are harmful to the intestinal milieu, to the tissue in the intestinal tract. And so every time you eat stuff, you're punching holes in that wall, which allows stuff to get into the bloodstream that shouldn't ought to be there. Now, when it's chemicals, pesticides and perfumes and hydrochlorofluorocarbons that you've inhaled from secondhand smoke or automobile exhaust, that stuff just passes into the bloodstream unchecked through the holes in the wall, right? It's like the illegal aliens sneaking through the wall into the country. So when that happens over time, your immune system becomes hyperstimulated all of the time. And then, you pass by a perfume store that's 5 blocks away and you're downwind and you react to it. It's like that. It gets bad. The problem isn't the chemical. The problem is the environment of your body that led you to become hypersensitive to that chemical. So the fix for this, in order to support and promote the health of your immune system in this case, you have to dial in the good food, bad food diet. So please go to fireyourmdnow.com, sign up for my free newsletter. And as a reward for signing up on my mailing list, I will automatically send you an email that has my good food, bad food list on it, and we do it for free. Well, we don't do it for free. There's no cost, but you have to give us your email address, right? So we'll send you the good food, bad food list and a link to a video that explains why wheat, barley, rye, and oats are bad for you. It's very informative, and it's a 16-minute little thing I put together, and you're going to love it. So if you sign up for the email list, get on to my mailing list, you'll get this stuff for free. You'll know which 10 foods to avoid. And the second thing is to provide your body with the raw materials that it needs to plug those leaks and to dampen down your immune system and make everything healthy. So how we do that is with a product line called the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack. So the recommendation here would be 1 Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack and 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium, 1 Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack and 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. That's an excellent place to start. We practice self-care reform here. That comes to me from Matt in upstate New York, Matt Owens, the host of his own radio show every Saturday, The Wellness Hour, with Bernie and friends. Self-care reform, I love it. That's what we do here. Why do we do this? Because the MDs have completely let us down, and we have to stop leaning on them for health unless we're bleeding to death. They absolutely, positively cannot help you if you are dealing with a chronic health condition. They can't do it. All they can do is make you go bankrupt, give you side effects, and manage your problem, or cut stuff out until it gets worse again. They can give you a right knee, fake right knee, and then they're just waiting in the wings until the left knee goes, and then they're waiting in the wings until the hips and the shoulders go. And then 5 years later, when the right knee fails, they're going to not give you your money back. They'll be more than happy to give you another right knee, and so forth and so on, ad infinitum, till death do us part. Really, we need to take the ball in our own hands. We need to take responsibility for our own health by firing our MDs. Fire your MD now, ladies and gentlemen. Tune into this radio program. Practice self-care reform. Go to drglidden.com. Go to fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for my health tutorial webinar system. Buy the books. Buy the CDs. Recover your health. Join the Longevity Company. Make money doing it. And life is good. Going back to the phones right now, I believe we have Rick calling. Rick is calling with a call, I think, about multiple sclerosis. Rick, you're live with Dr. Glidden.
Dr. Glidden, thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, how can I help?
Well, anyways, it's getting harder and harder for me to walk, and my muscles seem to be getting heavier and heavier. But the thing that scares me the most, Dr. Glidden, it's harder for me to think lately. Like, I think the myelin in my brain are really starting to get attacked by my immune system. Is there anything I could do to help myself, you think?
Well, you have a definitive diagnosis of MS?
Yes.
For how many years?
For 2 years.
Okay. And what was going on in your life before it happened? I mean, were you like a long-distance runner? Were you a marathoner? Were you, at war in the Iraqi desert? Were you a postal worker and life was good? I mean, was there anything? What was your life like before the MS showed up?
Well, I was a college student, and I noticed that it was harder for me to think in class.
Yeah.
And then it was also harder for me to get out of bed, and I was wondering what was going on. So I kind of had my...
All right. In the few years previous to this showing up, had you made any radical changes in your life, like you started working out or you started doing hot yoga or you became a vegan or anything like that? Were there any changes 3-4 years before this showed up?
No, nothing too dramatic.
Okay,
pretty consistent.
All right, so for you it was life as normal, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, did you suffer from any other chronic health conditions before this happened, like high blood pressure or celiac disease or irritable bowel or anything like that?
I had high blood pressure and also psoriasis.
Okay, very good. All right, so now we're on to something. Okay, so do you still have high blood pressure? I mean, are you medicated for that now?
I don't have it anymore, but yeah, I was taking some stuff for it.
So you were taking a prescription medication for the blood pressure?
Mm-hmm.
And then you stopped the prescription medication for the blood pressure and your blood pressure is normal?
Yeah, I started eating less sweets and stuff, and it got better.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, how about the psoriasis? Do you still have that?
Yeah, I still have it in my nails and on my scalp.
Yeah, okay. So let me give you our understanding of multiple sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, Parkinson's disease. Basically, from our point of view, these conditions are caused by the same thing that causes psoriasis. It's oxidative damage. In the case of psoriasis, it's to the dermis, it's to the layers of your skin, and in the case of MS, it's oxidative damage to the brain itself. So it's the same process from our point of view that causes an apple to turn brown. When you cut it in half and leave it on the tabletop, the exposed fruit will turn brown. If you drink half a bottle of wine on Monday night, you go to finish it off on Tuesday and it's turned to vinegar. That happens because of oxidative damage. Oxidative damage also causes steel to turn to rust, right? It's oxidative damage. It's everywhere all the time. When oxidative damage happens to your central nervous system, the parts of the central nervous system that are affected will lead to different diagnoses. So it's just different parts of the central nervous system being damaged that will lead to the diagnosis of MS or Parkinson's or Lou Gehrig's disease. But from our point of view, it's all the same thing. It's oxidative damage to the central nervous system. So the workaround for that is to start to consume boatloads of antioxidants. Antioxidants neutralize oxidative damage, and that's a smart thing to do when you have a definitive diagnosis of oxidative damage, right? That's just a smart thing to do. So antioxidants are measured by something called their ORAC score, O-R-A-C. The goal for anybody that's suffering with multiple sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's or Parkinson's disease is 100,000 ORAC points, O-R-A-C, 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. So you need to educate yourself about the ORAC value of different foods. And you need to start to up the ante with your antioxidants. And you can do that by switching from coffee to green tea, or there are certain types of coffee that have antioxidants in it. Imagine that. If you switch from bananas to grapes, you'll get more antioxidants. If you switch from white wine to red wine, you'll get more antioxidants. And if you start using curry and cinnamon, you'll get more antioxidants and so forth. So you have to educate yourself about different foods that are high in antioxidants and start consuming them like nobody's business, number one. Number two, you need to start eating food that's high in cholesterol, because it's the cholesterol in your brain that's damaged by the oxidative damage. So, if you had a bone problem, a broken bone, we'd give you calcium and magnesium and silica because that's what the bones are made out of. Well, when you have damage to your central nervous system, we give you stuff that your central nervous system is made out of, cholesterol. You don't need to worry about high cholesterol because there's no such thing. High cholesterol in and of itself is not a problem. And we like to see cholesterol levels in men be over 250. So unless your total cholesterol is over 250, I don't want you to even think about cholesterol as being a problem, number one. And number two, your brain is made from cholesterol. So when your brain is affected negatively, you need to start eating food that's high in cholesterol. And I mean 80% of your diet should be cholesterol. I want you to eat 12 eggs a day, a dozen eggs a day. I want you to cook them in butter, soft scramble them in butter in a fry pan, poach them or soft boil them. And if you poach them or soft boil them, eat them with butter and salt. And if you soft scramble them in butter, eat it with salt. Throw some curry powder in there too. You need to go crazy for cholesterol. Go crazy for cholesterol. Butter, chicken skin. Throw the chicken away. Eat the chicken skin. Full-fat milk, full-fat yogurt, cheese, cream. Get the unpasteurized milk and just eat the cream. You need to go crazy for cholesterol, 80% of your diet. And even Harvard University agrees with us in this regard. Harvard University has done studies, and they advocate for people with central nervous system dysfunction, like MS, diets that are extremely high in cholesterol. The cheapest and easiest way to do that is with chicken eggs. And I am not exaggerating when I'm saying 12 a day. I don't care if you eat anything else. Just have 12 eggs a day. All right? So you're increasing your antioxidants. You're increasing your cholesterol intake. Now you have to provide your body with the raw materials that it needs to function properly. And in that regard, we've made it easy for you. It's the Healthy Start Pack. Now, we have a version of the Healthy Start Pack that's high in antioxidants. It's called the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack. So my recommendation for you as far as supplements go is 1 Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 2 packages of the Anti-Aging Health, 1 Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Now, plus the diet, plus the antioxidant food increase. All right? Now, if you're having trouble reaching the 100,000 antioxidant goal every day, then get a product that the Longevity Company makes called Triple Treat Chocolate. Triple Treat Chocolate. Triple Treat Chocolate contains 17,000 ORAC points of antioxidants per 1 piece of chocolate. 17,000 in 1 piece of chocolate. Now, if you do the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, you're going to get about 22,000 ORAC points by doing your daily doses of the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, and that's at the 100-pound dose. So if you're more than that, if you're 200 pounds and you do the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, you're going to get 44,000 ORAC points just from doing the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack. So we have a lot of your bases covered already. You're just going to need to up the ante with your diet, and the last thing you need to do is stop eating the 10 deadly foods. And you can download that list for free. Actually, we'll send it to you. If you go to fireyourmdnow.com, and in the right-hand column, just sign up for my free newsletter. Give me your name and your email address, and I will automatically send you an email that has the good food, bad food list in it. And the recommendation here, of course, is to completely avoid all of the foods that are characterized as bad. Just stop eating them. So to recap, stop eating the 10 bad foods. Start to eat foods that are high in cholesterol. Start to eat foods that are high in ORAC antioxidant points, and consume for nutrients 1 Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and if you need extra antioxidant support, the simplest and the easiest way to get that is with the Triple Treat chocolate. One piece of Triple Treat chocolate gives you 17,000 ORAC points of antioxidants. And it's chocolate. Now, the hallmark of a program like this, Rick, the hallmark of this program is that you start to feel beneficial improvement every 3-4 weeks. It really depends on your body weight. Initially, you want to give this program 90 days. Because this is a change. You're going to change your diet. The body's going to be changing, and it's going to take a while for your system to assimilate this stuff and then take that ball and run with it. There's a little bit of, your body has to get comfortable with this program. Your body has to get used to this program. You have to fill that nutritional tank up, and then the body starts to take off. So for something like MS, we're going to give this 90 days. Do this program like your life depended on it for 90 days. And then call me back with a report, and I'll tweak the program for you if necessary. But I'm going to bet you 25 cents right now it's not going to be necessary. And look, man, I am not exaggerating when I am telling you 12 eggs a day. Read it and weep, baby. 12 eggs a day. You're going to love it. Actually, you're going to feel better when you do it. Because guess what else cholesterol is required for? Testosterone and all your male hormones. Fun time flies when you're on fireyourmdnow.com, because that is a great website. It's loaded with lots of information. Go there, sign up for my email list, my newsletter. Give me your information, please. I don't sell it. I don't farm it out. I don't make any money off of vending it out to third parties. Give me a break. I'm just accumulating a database of the informed, so that I can send you my free monthly newsletter to keep you abreast of all of the stuff going on in the wonderful world of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Because there's a lot of nonsense in my profession, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of practitioners that are practicing theoretical, very expensive stuff that only works, a little bit. I have been around the block with holistic medicine in the United States. For the last 40 years, I've been practicing holistic medicine to some degree, involved with it to some degree, since I've been 15 years old. I'm currently 53 years of age. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been licensed for over 2 decades. I have 24 years of clinical experience with this stuff. And most of the major players on the field of holistic medicine I either went to school with or I know. I know what is happening here professionally in the world of holistic medicine. And there are not a lot of holistic practitioners that get results. Dr. Wallach is the unheralded champion of the holistic medical world, and I'm going to tell you why people involved in holistic medicine look down their nose at Dr. Wallach. We're going to do that later on this week. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. Let's lift yourself up into knowledge and results with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Visit fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for the free monthly newsletter and pick yourself up into health. Now, I believe Cleveland has been waiting with us. My favorite guy, Cleveland, calling in. Cleveland, are you still there?
I'm still here, my friend. How you doing, Glidden?
All right, I'm all right, Cleveland. Are you surviving the heat? How's it going?
It's going good, yeah. I'm in the house now on the computer, going to your website, listening to your good information. So we want some more of it.
All right. Well, thanks for calling. How can I help?
Okay. I got a lady. She's about 65 years of age, about 5'7". She weighs about 180 pounds. She says she has been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, so she wanted me to give you a call and see what can you recommend for her, please.
Okay, so good man, Cleveland. Rheumatoid arthritis, from our point of view, is arthritis with a healthy little dose of an infection. There's a bug that's living in the joint causing all kinds of problem, and the bug is called a mycoplasma. So not only do people that have rheumatoid arthritis not only have they run out of the raw materials that their joints need to stay healthy, not only are they eating foods that are hurting the joints every day, and they don't know they're doing this, but they're doing it, but there's also a fulminant infection inside of the joint caused by a eeny-weeny-teeny microorganism called a mycoplasma. So, number one, Cleveland, everybody gets the diet. Everybody has to stop eating the 10 bad foods. I don't care what their diagnosis is. I don't care what their age, their race, their sex. I don't care what their religion is. Everybody gets on the good food, bad food diet. Everybody has to stop eating those 10 bad foods, period, number one. Number two, we need to give this woman the raw materials that her joints need to bounce back. So at 200 pounds, what she would need would be 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month, 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month, 4 bottles of selenium per month, 4 bottles of selenium per month, 1 extra bottle of glucogel at the 120 count, 1 bottle of the glucogel at the 120 count, and 2 bottles of Killer Biotic. 2 bottles of Killer Biotic. And I want her to do the Killer Biotic 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off, for 90 days. All right? 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, yeah, for 3 months. Ever do that for 3 months. Plus the diet. And she can use the CM cream that's a part of the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. That's 2 Healthy Bone and Joint Packs. 2 Healthy Bone and Joint Packs per 100 pounds of body weight per month. She's 180. We're going to dose it at 200 pounds. So she gets 2 Healthy Bone and Joint Packs, 4 bottles of selenium, 1 glucogel, 240, and 2 Killer Biotics. Life is good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. I'll see you tomorrow.